Turn it up. Listen up. It's that Spill crew at it again. Tap in with that Spill.
Work it on, Cliff.
All right, so now we're going to discuss mental health and generational cycles slash curses. So the question I have is why are we so afraid to talk about the things that happen before us? You know, why do we have, as black people, have so many damn secrets, and we just keep living and then wondering why we're so mad and angry and bitter and all this other stuff. Anybody?
Wait, secrets is, I feel like it's a little different than like mental health, I guess.
Well, when I say secrets, I mean Uncle so-and-so raped Auntie so-and-so or niece so-and-so, and we swept it under the rug. And then we wonder why niece so-and-so grew up and she out here wild. She out here humping and pumping everybody. And now she ain't nothing but a little, you know what I'm saying? But we don't want to address the trauma that she went through. And because, you know what I'm saying, it's a cycle. So that same thing that happened to her probably happened to Uncle so-and-so with somebody else, or something he witnessed happening early on. And we just keep going. And now we wondering why we so broken, why we so messed up in the head.
For a couple of things, I feel like we don't address trauma. I feel like because it's attached to weakness. At least I feel like in our community, I think that we put a stigma on emotions and immediately attach that to weakness. You know, we already have like a power struggle with so many things that I think that's just one more thing that nobody wants to really just address and pile onto the issues.
So it's like the thing, especially, it's a man thing, but I know it's a black male thing. We don't ever want to go get help. We don't want to go to the hospital. We don't never want to address our feelings and our emotions. And then we have women that'll tell us, well, be a man.
No, so, oh my God, okay, so look, right, because we jump
Let's go
to it, but so this is a huge misconception, and I feel like is the main thing that's tearing the relationship between a man and a woman apart, is because I think that both men and women are so extremely vulnerable and are afraid to be that, right? Women are powerful in a different way than men are. I think that men in general, and I'm not being specific in any way, but
Right.
I think that in some ways you guys are intimidated by the power that women have, and it's hard to take solace in it, right? Like, as a woman, I feel like we were created to be support
I agree.
Right.
for y'all, right? And so with that, in order to be able to support efficiently, you have to be able to do everything that the man can do, plus your job, right? But in that, because we have the ability to do it, doesn't mean that we want to.
True.
You still look for your man to be provider, protector, and all of that. And so when we feel like it's not that, and that we have to step into a leadership role more often than we would like, it comes off crazy.
But why is that? Why do you feel you have to step into this leadership role? I feel like there's a lot of systems that's in place that plays that part that you feel like you have to be a leader.
Right. Yeah.
Like, take example, baby mother, baby father going through something, and you would think as two adults and you have this child, you can easily just say, I'm going to do what I got to do for my child. But we have to get the system involved to feel like to make him do.
So you have to see how you got to that point in the first place, right? Because it shouldn't be baby mama, baby daddy.
No, it shouldn't.
You know.
Right. It shouldn't be, but when you say baby mama, baby father, you already putting a label and a stigma on the whole thing.
Right.
And that's already causing some problems. It's already drama.
Right.
I want to go back to what Jabril was saying as far as women having to take on a leadership role. That's a lot of men were raised by their mom.
Right.
So they used to a woman doing everything.
Right.
So then when they get with a woman and she's a dominant female, they finna sit back and not do nothing because that's what they used to. That's what
Which
they've
is
been
crazy.
taught.
Right.
And it's whack. And then on the other scale, on the other side of that, is you have women who probably had both parents in the home, and then they get with a man that's more dominant. He can take care of everything. Not saying that she can't and she's not, but when you get in that position, it's a struggle.
Right.
Especially if the woman is not working or not pursuing a career or not doing what she wants to do or needs to do, and the man is doing everything. Now it's the problem. Now it becomes an issue because now he's not that weak dude that you can just run over and do whatever you want to with. Now it's a problem. Now we don't, now we got some issues. Now you treat me like a baby, treat me like one of the kids instead of your equal. And all that stems from how we was raised.
How we was raised, and from even back in slavery times where we seen the black man get stripped of, well, we didn't technically see, but our ancestors seen black men get stripped of the power. You took him out, you beat him to death, put him between the four horses, stripped his body apart, hung him for his family to see. Slave masters would come in, take the woman out, or stay there and rape her in front of the male.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
They used to rape the male to dehumanize him, to demasculate him in front of her, and it kept going.
Right.
So you speed up to the 70s, or was it the 70s or 80s? I want to say 70s, when they came in with these programs and said, in order for you to live in this house, he can't be here.
So, okay. I mean, I do get all of that, and please don't let me downplay it at all, because I'm not, and I do understand the trauma that we as a community, right?
Right.
Have experienced, and PTSD and all of that stuff. I do think that we suffer from some of those things, but I'm just gonna speak like as a woman. For me, the only thing that makes me look at the black man differently is how he recovers from those things, right? So you can have Jesus. I mean, I've never seen a man be raped in front of me, and so I don't know, right? But let's just take something modern today. If you lose your job, right? If you have a man who's used to being a provider, which is, from my experience, is rare, right? Me seeing a man who was a true and complete provider,
right,
and protector in the sense of how I would like to be, how I would like to feel as a woman, right? But you lose your job, and that's tough for you, right? You thinking that I'm looking at you a certain type of way because you don't have the money, or you not getting up every day, going to work, but it's not that, right? I'm here to support you. And I know exactly how you got in that position. And so what I'm looking for is not necessarily for you to be bringing the money in, but for you to be active in getting back on top, right? Being open with me about what you're dealing with and how it's affecting you, versus you pushing me away, right? Or just sitting and waddling in it and not working to get us back to a stable place.
But how many people have your mind frame of thinking that way?
Right.
I think
it's more people that's going to say, "Oh, you lost your job. What we going to do now? You supposed to be this. You going to It's going to be more people that cause a detriment to the situation than a solution. So
I wouldn't say more, but I think that communication is key, right? I think that there are, and I realize this more now, that there are a lot of women out there who don't communicate effectively and don't know how to articulate what it is that they feeling and what they're expecting from their partner.
Right.
And so that comes out crazy, right? And then so you respond in a crazy way. But honestly, like, I feel like men, as a head of the household, whatever that may be, like men set the tone and women keep the tempo.
True.
Right? So it's your demeanor that's gonna make her respond in a certain way. You may not realize that your demeanor is messed up, right? but she says it.
But that's the problem for me.
Why?
Because I could be having a bad day.
True.
Whatever's going on. It had nothing to do with the woman.
Right.
Nothing to do with her at all. And I come in and I'm depressed and I just need a minute to get that together. And
But-
I'm like, nothing, we're fine. But it's like automatic that a woman, because of my demeanor, is now, oh shit, what did I do? What's wrong with the relationship? Are we breaking up? Oh my gosh. Oh, what's going on? Why is he acting like that? Is he cheating on me? Oh my gosh, he's gonna leave me. Oh,
I get that.
I didn't say nothing. All I did was I had a bad day.
Give me some time.
I need some time.
So that's my question though. Is it are you coming in right from having your bad day and say, "Hey, babe, I see you, I acknowledge you, but I need a minute," right? Or is it I'm coming in, I had a bad day. You see, I've had a bad day. Give me a minute. That's different. It's different,
but
right?
You want it a certain way. You want us to come in a certain way and address whatever it is. You want a certain way.
Just like you want her to respond a certain way.
Right, but if
Right.
however it comes off, I'm telling you, I need a minute.
But are you telling her?
Yes.
Or are you just assuming that she, like you want her to see it, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm
but
saying? I mean,
don't-
it's different.
Right.
It's
yeah,
different.
but we don't say what a lot of women would say, well, he's supposed to know. He should know.
Yeah, he should know this
He
already.
should know this already.
Yeah.
What? No, I'm telling you, look, today, you know what I'm saying, was rough. I'm going through it. Like, I need a minute. But it's like automatic now that demeanor and the tempo of the house changed. Because you might have been happy and you're inside and you cool, and then I come in, now your emotions and your mood is shifted. For what? Now
I agree.
I can control the day and the tempo of the house. Because you just taking, oh, he just look up so upset and he's,
I feel like
what is going
anybody
on?
with messed up energy can.
Yeah, but if I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with us, we're fine. I need a minute. It's nothing
Yeah,
wrong.
sometimes like what he said is like it's not enough for women. You say, hey, I'm fine, there's nothing wrong,
I
but
get
then
that.
women will still pry. Some got to be something. This. No, I just need a second
Now, I
to
do think
gather
that that's
me.
foolish.
Huh?
I think that that's foolish. Then you're dealing with somebody who just don't know how to communicate in general.
And now we're creating
Right.
these generational cycles.
You know,
There
and
you go.
so I still would beg the question, like, what has the tempo been before then?
It could have been whatever.
Right. No, I mean, like, not even just the day before. Like, if y'all are in a space, right, where you guys cannot acknowledge how a person is feeling and then adjust, you know, and that's man and woman, both, you know, then I question, like, what has the path with each other been like before? Somebody before felt like they were not being loved and cared for sufficiently
True.
at some point, and they may not have said that, or you may not have acknowledged it. But if y'all are to a place where you can't take a minute and a person understand that, then that lets me know that y'all wasn't never vibing for real in the first place, and y'all trying to force something that ain't meant to be.
True, and like Clifford said, it could come from past trauma. Like that could come from a past situation. Like maybe you don't know love. The way you was introduced to love
Facts.
is something
Yeah.
totally different from what I think love is.
Yeah.
You think
Yeah.
certain women who got beat in their past relationship,
Right.
abused, that's how they think what's love. That's what love is. And then
Right.
you get with somebody else and he's not beating you. Fuck you. He don't love me.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be straight up. So I've never been abused or nothing like that. You know, my heart goes out to anybody that have. I really ain't the one for that, so don't try it, okay?
Yeah, please don't try to rob me. I'm going to jail.
Yeah, I'm not the one for that. And I do think that women need to keep their hands off of it, you know, people too.
That
Just
part.
gonna preface that, right?
That part.
But it was hard for me. Like the first time I got into a relationship with somebody who wasn't playing games, so to speak, right? It was difficult for me. And I even got a friend now who we be talking about is she in a new relationship, and it's difficult for her to switch gears, right? When you are dealing with somebody who is a genuine person and requires you to elevate, it's difficult to check yourself with that shit, right?
Right.
Cause I'm used to, even if I ain't never been abused or just totally disrespected by a dude, I'm used to a dude, like I know you got a chick on the side, so I don't have to, I don't have to care anything about you. I can move however I want to move, just because I'm assuming that you want some BS, and that's just what it is, right?
And see what you did in that scenario, you normalized a trauma that you was going through. That's what the world do. We are normalizing traumas that we won't let go. Instead of trying to heal ourselves, talk to each other about these things to get it solved, we gonna hold on to it. We gonna recognize, oh, such and such ain't shit for me, but I'm gonna stay with him. And then you have a guy that's totally perfect for me. You ain't gonna pay him no attention.
What is considered trauma, though?
It could be.
I don't feel traumatized by that.
You don't feel like you just said you not used
No, it
to
was
the guy
just-
that's been.
It was just something I was accustomed to, and it actually was a benefit for me.
So what was you accustomed to? You was accustomed to trash ass dudes playing games.
They wasn't necessarily trash. It just that was, like we ain't exclusive, or, you just assume like he doing whatever, I'm gonna do whatever, and it's not that I'm even messed up about it. Like we cool. That's just how it was, But then when I got in a relationship with a person who really want to be in a relationship and they deserve, the type of relationship that they require, it just was.
So basically, you was going through the motions until you finally met somebody that was cool.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I
then you
was
have
chilling.
people that's like Cliff said, a girl be with a guy, beat her. Go to another guy, beat her. Go to another guy, beat him. Get with a guy that's not on that type of time. Well, he don't love me. He that's normalizing a trauma.
You've been traumatized. Yeah, but you take it back to you watched your mom be with all these different dudes. Because dad left a long time ago. That's a trauma for a male child to see. And now you're so little that you trying to help mom because she's getting abused, and you try to jump in and then you get knocked down. All that's a trauma in your head that you gonna think this is how I'm supposed to be with a woman when you get older.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to beat her. That's how I tell her. When she gets smart with me, she get the pop in her neck and woo, all that. I'm supposed to smack in her mouth.
Yeah.
Because that's what I seen. And then when I pop her, she quiet.
Or even the exact opposite, right? So I've never been abused, but I did see my mom be in abusive relationships and things of that nature. And so for me, I was the opposite, like hardcore. Like I'm not with the bullshit at all. Never know how, no type of way. So then I think that it did make me put up walls, that are difficult for some people to break down.
Right.
It's difficult for me to just let down in general. Now that I'm getting older and having more conversations and getting to know myself a bit better, it's easier and I can acknowledge that stuff. But I feel like for a long time, and even now, with males, I've never dated outside of my race, but like with men, so I can only speak on black men, I've not ever truly felt completely safe. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, like, women carry just as much weight, black women carry just as much weight as black men do, right? We just handle it differently.
Right.
Hey, you don't think that's a trauma?
No, I don't. I mean, it's just life. I don't think that's a trauma. When I say weight, I mean responsibility, right?
Not weight. I'm saying you said you never feel 100% safe. That's a trauma. Something's there.
But that's what I don't know. But that's why I think that you need to be clear about what you see as security and provision.
You're holding back 10% of you because you just don't know what's going to happen. And that's what we're talking about, like addressing these cycles and these curses that have been put on us. A lot of us are depressed and have anxiety and don't address it. We just don't.
Never.
You all right. Just
That's
go over
true.
there and we'll drink it away. We'll smoke it away.
I'm totally depressed right now, guys. I'm not even lying. I'm just being for real because I don't feel safe and protected in like a place where I can speak my mind and share the things that I'm going through without judgment, or truthfully, not even judgment is the main thing. It's how does the person that I give the information to, how do they then carry that weight, right?
But how do you gotta find out, you gotta figure out like self-evaluation. Figure out what's blocking you, because now you can't give somebody your all because you got one foot out. And it's a lot of us like that.
Yeah.
We've been through so much crap, like some of us been raped, both male and females. We've been beat, abused, we've been what's the word? We've been exposed to so much stuff that it's normal. Like in Cali, I don't know. I know people that got more obituaries
Oh yeah.
than they have pictures of people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's normal.
It was like that.
So and so
for
died
us.
today. All right, yeah, cool, shit, we gonna go.
Like real life, it was like that for me growing up. I remember the first time that a child died that I went to school with, and I didn't even know that kids died at the time, right?
Right.
But then after that, it started happening so often, and it just was the norm. And it's like damn, I literally can go down my yearbook, and it's like I know the majority of these people gone, and they left before we even graduated.
But it's normal.
So how do we get to a point where we say enough is enough? We're not going to normalize these traumas no more. We need to deal with them.
Talk about it.
You're a talk.
Talk about it. Have that conversation with your family, with your friends, and talk about it. Even if it come through tears and now they mad and they ain't talking to you for a while, you got to get that stuff out
Now
because
that
you're just going to keep going. You're going to keep repeating.
And it definitely will eat at you because we all know this situation. And I had to put on a facade for everybody to be strong. But as I sat in the house by myself, it just started eating at me. You know personally because you'd have reached out to me. You know, your brother, my best friend. We all talks about these things, and Cliff told me, hey, man, you can't be the strong person all the time. And that's one thing we got to recognize. Everybody's hurt. Even a strong person is hurt. You got to find the right people to talk to.
Yeah.
I think that you need to be okay with how other people receive it too, right? Everybody not gonna be able to support you. Everybody is not gonna understand, and everybody ain't gonna care. But I think we need to be okay with knowing that and still speaking it anyway.
Yeah.
Now that these baby boomers is leaving.
Yeah, you gotta have certain sets of friends that you can go to.
Yeah.
I can go to this friend and we can talk about this. This friend this, and this friend that.
Right.
In the end result is we gotta have these conversations. We gotta have these conversations to break these generational cycles and these curses.
I agree.
All right.
Word. So at the end of the day, people, know who you need to talk to, deal with the trauma, and let's stop normalizing it.
All right. We was all looking.
I'm like, who over there? Who coming? So at the end of the day, what we need to learn to do is to talk. Talk to the right people. There's certain people you can talk to, certain people you can't talk to about these things. Just know that and stop normalizing the trauma.
Facts.